Jean-Claude Van Damme, known to the world as the Muscles from Brussels, is a martial artist turned Hollywood action star whose journey to stardom reads like a script from one of his blockbuster films. From humble beginnings in Belgium to becoming one of the most recognizable faces in the world of action cinema, Van Damme's rise is a story of ambition, grit, and raw talent. But behind the high kicks and the glamorous lifestyle lies a story of personal struggles, reinventions, and comebacks. This is the untold story of how Van Damme punched, kicked, and fought his way to the top, only to face his biggest battles off-screen. Early life. The making of a martial arts icon. Jean-Claude Camille François Van Varenberg was born on October 18, 1960, in Sint-Agatha-Berchem, a suburb of Brussels, Belgium. He was the son of Eliana and Eugene Van Varenberg, who ran a flower shop. The Van Varenberg family was solidly middle class, and from an early age, Jean-Claude exhibited a keen interest in physical fitness and the martial arts. Unlike many of his peers who favored soccer or basketball, Van Damme had a different passion, karate. At age 10, Van Damme's father enrolled him in Shotokan karate classes to help build his son's frail physique. Van Damme took to the martial art like a natural, demonstrating an almost obsessive dedication to perfecting his technique. He trained under Claude Getz, a well-known Belgian karate instructor who had a lasting influence on his career. By the time he was 16, Van Damme had earned his black belt in karate and had begun competing in both karate and kickboxing tournaments. He was an excellent athlete, excelling in other physical disciplines like weightlifting and ballet, which he took up to improve his flexibility and balance. Little did he know that his ballet training would later become one of his trademarks in the films he would star in. Van Damme's rigorous martial arts training paid off when he began winning titles and tournaments across Europe. He compiled a highly successful competitive record in both karate and kickboxing, cementing his reputation as a promising young fighter. His charisma and physical prowess were undeniable, but Van Damme had bigger dreams than becoming a European martial arts champion. The dream, from Brussels to Hollywood. In the early 1980s, after winning several martial arts competitions and establishing himself as a karate instructor in Belgium, Van Damme set his sights on a new goal: Hollywood. He had always harbored ambitions of becoming a movie star, and the appeal of action-packed roles in American films was too strong to resist. At the age of 22, Van Damme left his comfortable life in Brussels and moved to the United States with little more than a dream and a relentless drive to succeed. Van Damme's early years in Los Angeles were anything but glamorous. He worked a series of odd jobs to make ends meet, including delivering pizzas, driving limousines, and even laying carpet. During this time, he adopted the professional name Jean-Claude Van Damme, a choice that he believed would sound more appealing in Hollywood. Although life was tough, Van Damme remained focused on his goal of becoming an action star. He spent hours training in local gyms and honing his acting skills while relentlessly networking in the industry. His good looks and athletic physique turned heads, but breaking into the notoriously difficult world of Hollywood movies was an uphill battle. Van Damme's first few roles were minor, but he quickly learned that perseverance was key to success in show business. Breakthrough, Bloodsport, and global stardom. Van Damme's big break came in 1988 with the release of Bloodsport, a martial arts film based on the allegedly true story of Frank Dux, an American fighter who competed in the secretive Kumite tournament. Although the film was produced on a modest budget and was initially dismissed by critics, Bloodsport became a surprise hit, quickly gaining a cult following. It was Van Damme's powerful martial arts display and undeniable charisma that made him the film's standout star. Bloodsport showcased Van Damme's acrobatic martial arts skills, including his now famous splits and high kicks. The film catapulted him to international fame, earning him the nickname the Muscles from Brussels. Audiences were captivated by his combination of physicality and vulnerability, which set him apart from other action stars of the era. Van Damme became a symbol of the martial artist as a hero, an everyman who could use his skills to overcome impossible odds. Following the success of Bloodsport, Van Damme was quickly in demand for a string of action films. His next major hit came in 1989 with Kickboxer, another martial arts-focused film in which he played a fighter seeking revenge for the crippling injury of his brother. Kickboxer solidified Van Damme's reputation as a martial arts action star and led to a series of similar roles throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s. Dominating the action genre, the early 90s. The 1990s were a golden era for Van Damme, as he became one of the most bankable action stars in Hollywood. His films during this period were characterized by intense fight scenes, high-stakes drama, and a distinctive style that set him apart from contemporaries like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. One of his biggest hits of the era was Universal Soldier, 1992, in which Van Damme starred alongside Dolph Lundgren as genetically enhanced soldiers brought back from the dead to serve as government-controlled killing machines. The film was a commercial success, grossing over $100 million worldwide and cementing Van Damme's place in Hollywood's action elite. Van Damme followed this up with a series of films that became synonymous with his brand of action hero. Hard Target, 1993, directed by John Woo, Time Cop, 1994, which remains one of his highest-grossing films, and Sudden Death, 1995, in which he played a former firefighter battling terrorists during a hockey game. During this time, Van Damme was often compared to other action stars, but what made him unique was his background as a martial artist. His fight scenes were more fluid and dynamic than the brute force displays typical of Schwarzenegger or Stallone. Van Damme's ability to bring athleticism, acrobatics, and choreography to his films gave his action scenes an edge, and his on-screen persona struck a balance between strength and vulnerability. Personal struggles, fame, addiction, and career setbacks. Despite his professional success, Van Damme's personal life was marked by turmoil. As he ascended to stardom in the 1990s, his off-screen life became increasingly erratic. His relentless work schedule, combined with the pressures of fame, took a toll on his mental health, and Van Damme began struggling with substance abuse. Cocaine, in particular, became a significant problem, and Van Damme later admitted that his addiction affected both his career and personal relationships. Van Damme's struggles with addiction were accompanied by a series of failed marriages. He has been married 5 times to 4 different women, with his relationship with bodybuilder Gladys Portuguez being the most stable. Van Damme and Portuguez first married in 1987, divorced in 1992, and later remarried in 1999. The couple had 2 children together, Christopher and Bianca, both of whom followed in their father's footsteps in the entertainment industry. By the late 1990s, Van Damme's career began to wane. Several of his films during this period were critical and commercial disappointments, and his reputation in Hollywood suffered as a result of his erratic behavior and rumored unreliability on set. Films like Street Fighter, 1994, in which Van Damme starred as Colonel Guile, were box office disappointments and failed to live up to the expectations set by his earlier works. Van Damme's substance abuse problems culminated in a diagnosis of rapid cycling bipolar disorder in 1998. This diagnosis helped explain some of the erratic behavior that had plagued his career, and it prompted Van Damme to seek treatment and focus on rebuilding both his personal and professional life. Reinvention and comeback. In the early 2000s, Van Damme began to reassess his career and his approach to life. After several years of relative obscurity, he made a conscious effort to reinvent himself and stage a comeback. He turned his attention to smaller, more introspective films, seeking roles that allowed him to explore different aspects of his personality and acting ability. One of the key turning points in Van Damme's career came in 2008 with the release of JCVD, a self-referential film in which Van Damme played a fictionalized version of himself, grappling with his fading fame and personal demons. The film was critically acclaimed, with many reviewers praising Van Damme's raw and vulnerable performance. For the first time, Van Damme demonstrated that he was not just a martial artist, but a serious actor capable of delivering nuanced performances. The success of JCVD helped revitalize Van Damme's career, and he began to receive offers for more substantial roles. He reprised his role as Luke Devereaux in Universal Soldier, Regeneration, 2009, and appeared in the ensemble action film The Expendables 2, 2012, alongside other iconic action stars like Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Bruce Willis. Van Damme's performance as the villain, Jean Villain, was particularly well received, further cementing his comeback. Legacy and cultural impact. Jean-Claude Van Damme's impact on the world of martial arts and action cinema is undeniable. He helped popularize martial arts in mainstream Hollywood films, and his distinctive fighting style set a new standard for action choreography. Along with contemporaries like Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal, Van Damme was instrumental in bringing martial arts films into the global spotlight, inspiring a generation of young martial artists and action stars. Beyond his film career, Van Damme has become a cultural icon, known not just for his fighting skills, but also for his unique personality and charisma. He has been parodied in television shows, cartoons, and internet memes, and his famous splits have become one of the most recognizable moves in action cinema. Despite the ups and downs of his career, Van Damme has demonstrated a remarkable ability to reinvent himself and remain relevant in the ever-changing world of Hollywood. He has embraced his status as a cult hero and continues to work on projects that blend action, humor, and introspection. Philanthropy and personal life today. In recent years, Van Damme has become more involved in philanthropy and has used his platform to raise awareness about issues like animal rights and environmental conservation. He has supported various charitable organizations and remains an advocate for the welfare of animals, often using his social media platforms to promote causes close to his heart. Van Damme continues to be active in the entertainment industry, taking on both acting and directing roles. His later work reflects a more mature and reflective side of the action star, one that acknowledges the lessons learned from a life spent in the spotlight. As of 2024, Jean-Claude Van Damme's net worth is estimated to be around $40 million. His wealth has been accumulated primarily through his successful career in action films, spanning several decades. He earned substantial sums from his iconic movies during the late 1980s and 1990s, such as Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Universal Soldier, and Time Cop. In addition to his film career, Van Damme has also made money through endorsements, personal appearances, and smaller business ventures. Despite experiencing some financial struggles during periods of career decline and personal issues, his resurgence with films like JCVD and appearances in The Expendables 2 have helped maintain his financial stability. Van Damme has also invested in real estate and other assets, contributing to his overall net worth. Jean-Claude Van Damme's life is a story of perseverance, resilience, and reinvention. From his early days as a martial arts prodigy in Belgium to his rise as a Hollywood action icon, Van Damme has faced both professional triumphs and personal struggles. Yet through it all, he has remained a symbol of determination, proving time and again that no matter how many times life knocks you down, it's the ability to get back up that truly defines a champion. As a martial artist, actor, and cultural icon, Van Damme's legacy continues to inspire generations of fans around the world. His journey serves as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, it's never too late to find redemption and reclaim your place in the spotlight.